This is the most important insight, maybe, that I can give you in this video about how to read the syllabus. When you read the policies, come up with the corresponding strategies for taking the course. This is a video about how to read the syllabus for a college course. The way that I'm going to do this video is I'm just going to go through my own syllabus and I'm going to point out what you should do when you get to the various parts of the syllabus. The first thing that you're going to encounter are like, the title of the course and the name of the professor and whatever. You should read the title and you should read the name of the instructor. Okay, fine, whatever, moving on. The first actually important piece of information on a syllabus is usually going to be the office hours. The office hours are the regular times every week when the professor or instructor will be in their office with the door open, waiting for students to show up and just ask questions. I'm going to tell you to do something when you read the office hours on the syllabus at the beginning of the semester. I'm going to tell you to do something that most people don't do, but that if you do this, it's an easy thing that will have a huge positive impact on your entire college experience. You should take the office hours and list them on your personal calendar. If, for example, the professor holds office hours every Tuesday at 3 p.m., then you should go onto your calendar that you keep and go to every Tuesday during the semester and at 3 p.m. write in office hours for Professor so-and-so. You don't have to go to their office hours every Tuesday, but if you have it on your calendar, then you'll see it. And you'll see it at some point, 3 weeks into the semester, 6 weeks into the semester, you'll see that on your calendar. You'll think, oh, I really didn't understand topic whatever that we just worked on. Maybe I should go this week. Oh, what's that? You don't have a calendar? You don't keep a calendar of all of the events that you have in your life? You need to start keeping a calendar, or else you will be sad for your entire life. You'll constantly be missing events with your friends because you forgot about them, and they'll hate you because you're a terrible, unreliable person, and you will die alone. I have a whole separate lecture about how to keep a calendar. I think that's coming up next in this series of videos, but you need a calendar. Next is going to be the course description. You should read the course description. It'll tell you roughly what the course is going to be about, but then you can basically forget about it. You just want to get the general gist into your mind, and then you don't have to worry about it for the rest of the semester because there's not any information in the course description that's actually going to be instrumental for your success in the course itself. So now we're getting to some of the more boring parts of the syllabus, and this is when I have to sort of pull back the curtain and reveal a little bit about what it's like to be a college professor. College professors are people too. We even have our own memes. But there's one meme that is above all the other memes, one phrase, one inside joke that every college professor, every instructor, every lecturer knows. I can walk up to anyone who teaches college anywhere in the United States and say this one phrase to them, and they'll know exactly what I mean. And the phrase is, it's on the syllabus, or sometimes it's in the syllabus. Pause this video and go do a Google search, right? Type in, it's on the syllabus, or if you want, type in, it's in the syllabus. You're going to find all the stuff. You're going to find mugs and t-shirts and meme-style images, with the text on the top and the bottom. Like here, you want some of those meme images? I'm going to find one. There's this one, and there's like this one. Do you even know what movies those images are from? Let me explain what's going on here. College professors get asked lots of questions, and we like questions. Like, we especially like questions about the course material, right? So if you're a geologist and you like geology so much that you go on to become a professor of geology at some college or university, then you like talking about geology. And so if one of your students in your geology course comes to you and asks you a question about like rocks or mountains or basins or tectonic plates or something, you're going to be like, awesome, I love talking about tectonic plates. That's why I became a geology professor. But there's a whole other category of questions that professors get asked all the time. And these are questions about the logistics of the course. Questions about when the assignments are due, and how the grade is calculated, and all that sort of thing. And these are questions that are answered on the syllabus. And we get a lot of these questions. I actually don't mind it as much as it seems most college faculty do. I get a million emails and I just respond to the emails and tell them when the assignment is due and whatever, I forget about it. But most faculty hate these questions. So one thing that you can do at the beginning of the semester in order to make sure that you're not one of the students bringing these undesired questions to your professors, right? You want to ask the cool ones about the course material, but not the uncool ones. One of the things you can do at the beginning of the semester is to read the syllabus and make note of all of the little logistical details that are going to be relevant and that are going to help prevent you from asking these hated questions. And the answers to these hated questions, is always, it's on the syllabus, right? That's the meme. The meme is, you get all these questions and you just have to answer, it's on the syllabus. And the professors all wish that their students would have read the syllabus at the beginning. That's the point. I've now explained the meme. Okay, so we'll keep that in mind as we keep going through the syllabus. The next major thing that you're typically going to find on a college syllabus are the student learning outcomes. What student learning outcomes are the plans that the professor makes up, the plans for what you're supposed to learn from the course. Student learning outcomes are actually really good. It's good for professors to think through what the student learning outcomes are, and it's also sort of good for other professors and for administrators to check the student learning outcomes, and then the professors and the administrators will discuss what the outcomes are supposed to be, what the students are supposed to get out of the course or whatever. But actually, the student learning outcomes are not really for the students. They really shouldn't be on the syllabus. They shouldn't be on the document that the students read. Sometimes it's mildly interesting for the students to read them, mildly. But really, these are something that's meant for other professors and administrators. And so I'm now giving you permission by the power vested in me by the University of North Carolina at Greensboro and all of the universities that have ever employed me or educated me or whatever. By that authority, I now give you permission to never read the student learning outcomes. You can just skip them. You don't have to read them. I'm not saying they're unimportant. I'm just saying they're unimportant for the students. The next thing that's going to show up on the syllabus are like all of the policies. These are things like the attendance policy, like whether you have to attend and whether the professor's taking attendance or something, what happens for cheating and plagiarism, how your grade is calculated, the late policy, what happens if you hand in an assignment late, that sort of stuff, all of these policies. These are perhaps the most important thing to read and understand and retain at the beginning of the semester, because they're the key to making the course easy. When you read these policies, you will discover things, right? You shouldn't just be reading them. You should be reading them, and for each policy, you should be strategizing. If, for example, the policies about the exams say that the exams are open note, you need to recognize that at the beginning of the semester. Hey, the exams are open note. That means I've got to take notes. You realize that at the beginning of the semester. You realize what the right strategy is for approaching the course. Then you take those notes throughout the whole first half of the semester, and you get to the midterm exam, you know it's open note, you have all of these beautifully written notes, and then you breeze through the midterm exam, you get an A. Whereas there's other students who didn't read the syllabus, didn't recognize this policy, didn't realize, oh, that alters the strategy that I'm going to use for taking this course, and then they get to the midterm exam and they don't have any notes. Or they have really crummy notes, right? And they just made that midterm exam, which was designed to be taken with notes. They made it way harder because now they're trying to take the same test, but without those resources, without a good set of notes that they had taken. Reading through these policies at the beginning of the semester, what you do is, the way you do it is, you read through every policy And for each policy in the course, how the grades are going to be calculated, how the exams are going to be administered, whether you have to attend, whether class participation counts for some of the grade. For each one of these policies, you have to come up with a corresponding strategy for how you're going to approach this course. This is the most important insight, maybe, that I can give you in this video about how to read the syllabus. When you read the policies, come up with the corresponding strategies for taking the course. The next and final major thing that will appear on the syllabus is the course schedule. This is the part of the syllabus that gets looked at the most, so on my own syllabi, I put the course schedule as the first page of the syllabus before anything else. Before my office hours or the course description or any of that, the first page consists of the course schedule. The course schedule lists the readings for the course, and it lists which days of the semester in class those readings are going to be discussed. The course schedule is also typically the place where the syllabus lists the due dates for all of the assignments for the whole semester. When you read the course schedule at the beginning of the semester, here are the things you need to do. 1, plan to do all of the readings before the day that they are listed on the syllabus. So for example, if on like Tuesday, April 4th, you're supposed to read Plato's dialogue Euthyphro, if that's the reading that's listed for that day, then you have to read that thing before you show up to class on that day. And if you do that, then you're going to get way more out of that day of class, because there's going to be a lecture and a discussion about this reading, and if you've already read it, then you're going to have the background understanding in order to absorb that material out of the professor's mouth and out of the discussion that happens with the other students or whatever. The next thing you want to do when you're reading the course schedule is you want to put all of the due dates on your calendar. I've been doing this my entire college career, since I was 18 and I went to college. I've been writing all of the due dates for the course, all of the exams and when the essays are due and all that stuff, right? I've been writing all of those on my own personal calendar at the beginning of every semester. But many students I've discovered, now that I teach college, many students don't do this. And those students, they get worse grades because you're going to forget all of this stuff if you don't have it written in one place, right? You've got to transfer over. This is one of the most important things that you can do at the beginning of the semester. Just right up there with reading and understanding the course policies. The other thing to do at the beginning of every semester for every course when you get that syllabus is transfer over all of the due dates from the course schedule to your own personal calendar. Okay, that's the video lecture on how to read a college syllabus. Goodbye.